Roar!
A Changeling is Hogging Your Bed by Fionnmiasie. Well, you had homework to do anyway. Man, it's been a bad day for you. First, you woke up late, so you didn't have time to get any breakfast before going to a horrible day at school, where you found out that you left that paper that was due at home. Then, you also realized that you left your lunch at home with your paper, so you had to use your spending money on a lame burrito. Those and many other small and not so small errors have made this day something you can't wait to put in the past. You go into your house, or rather, your parents' house, dump your backpack on the floor by the front door like you always do, and head to the kitchen. All the while, thoughts of your comfy bed upstairs with your new MLP comic and your delightful soft pillow buzz through your mind. Your mom greets you and asks how your day went. You respond with shrug and a generic grunt. You then swing by the cabinet next to the fridge and grab a half-eaten bag of Doritos that you plan on eating in bed with you. Then you head upstairs to your room. It looks like it always does. Your posters hang on the walls, half the thumbtacks missing and slightly askew. Your desk is laden with various books and stacks of paper. Your clothes are spread in various places around the room. The only thing different is a rather large lump on your bed that you don't recall from this morning. As you approach it, you notice it's moving up and down, ever so slightly. You realize that something is under your covers, breathing softly. You tense. Did a dog get in the house? The shape is bigger than any of your cats. It's a decent-sized lump. You consider calling your mom for help, but then you realize you don't want to risk upsetting her if it is a dog. Nope. You'll handle this one like a man. Tentatively, you stick your hand out and debate whether or not to poke it, but the thought of a rabid dog biting you makes you pull back your hand. Instead, you place your chips on the floor and head out to find assets. You return armed with a broom you found in the hallway and your old cardboard shield you've never thrown out. Then you poke the lump. It stirs slightly. You try again, a little harder. It stirs a little more. Carefully you begin to lift the covers off of the creature with the end of the broomstick. You are truly unprepared for what greets your eyes. A small changeling is curled up in the center of your bed, hugging your favorite pillow with its hoofs and drooling slightly. A flurry of emotions is flying through you right now. You're excited to see your favorite creature from My Little Pony on your bed, or heck, even real at all. You're also quite weirded out and are starting to feel a little lightheaded. Also, part of you is despairing at the fact that it's drooling all over your pillow. Finally, you pull yourself together and shout,
"What the heck?"
This awakens the changeling. It raises its head and yawns adorably. Then it turns to you and blinks with sleepy eyes. Your mouth drops open. It's so cute. You shake your head and say,
"What are you doing here?"
The changeling doesn't seem to understand. It blinks at you again before starting to chew on your pillow. You draw the line at this and decide to take action.
"Hey there, stop that!"
You cry as you reach out to try and grab your pillow. The changeling draws back and hisses at you like a cat, then goes back to chewing. You cry out in frustration and begin plotting ways to get the changeling off your bed. First you try poking it with a broom, but that only makes it cling to the pillow tighter. Then you try edging it from the side, but the changeling is onto you and keeps its eyes locked on your movement. Finally, you give up, and in your frustration you hurl a shoe at it. The shoe hits the changeling on the head. It looks at you, its eyes tearing up, and then begins tearing at your pillow in a hurt, angry sort of way. Suddenly you realize what an awful thing that was, to throw a shoe at this poor baby changeling. You begin to feel really guilty as the changeling continues to stare at you, while it demolishes your prized pillow.
Hey, look, buddy.
You say.
I'm sorry, little guy. Here.
You reach down to the chips you've left on the floor and take one out. You hand it out to the changeling, who is suspicious at first, but soon reaches out its head and sniffs your gift. Then it slowly, ever so slowly takes a bite. Then another, and another, until your hand is empty. Then it looks up at you with big puppy eyes, begging for more. Your heart completely melts at this show of pure adorableness, and you quickly grab another handful. Slowly, with many, many chips, you're able to sit down on your bed, next to the changeling. It rubs its head up against your leg and starts to purr loudly. You sigh. Man, what a weird day. But at least it was a happy ending. You reach over and read your comic to the sound of the changeling's purrs, which gradually turn to snores. You look over to see that it's fallen asleep, taking up half of your bed. Oh well, there's room on the couch downstairs, you suppose. And you do have a lot of homework to get done anyway. Author's note. Well, this is my second fanfic. I apologize for it being so short and rather unoriginal. Anyway, I came up with this and supposed it was decent enough to write down and publish. Anyway, constructive criticism is very welcome, and please don't downvote without telling me why. Thanks for reading.
Hello everyone, this is Visual Pony from Pony&Wolf Productions, and I thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to this video. At this point, I want to thank all of our amazing patrons on Patreon for supporting this channel with their monthly donations and keeping the lights on around here. Now, more than ever, it is important that you support your favorite content creators, because due to YouTube's new content policy changes, we, along with other content creators, had to demonetize a lot of our most profitable videos. For us, those are the Fallout Equestria stories. As you can see on the graph on screen right now, our earnings per video used to be relatively okay. Even though the earnings were never enough for a viable career, it was enough for a good, decent side income. Now we are struggling to pay our bills. If you want to support us for as little as $1 a month, you can do so by clicking on our Patreon link down in the description below. And you can get wonderful perks like, for example, early access to all of our stuff. Sometimes things like this are recorded months in advance. Voice acting lessons from me or Midnight, if you really want to. And you can join our Patreon Discord server. Even though it may look like there's not much going on in there, I am actually checking it on the daily. Thank you for listening to this message, and I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day.